tell me, if you were to guess, if you were gambling men here, who are the 49ers targeting specifically? If they are, and if this theory does have any smoke to it, Colby, who are the 49ers targeting in a potential trade up?
Well, I've heard the name Armand Membu being floated around there a lot. I've also heard the name Will Campbell being floated out there a lot. Some people might say that that's stupid to trade up, that far to get an offensive lineman, but this isn't a good offensive line class. You got to look at the offensive pieces that they have. Brock Purdy, when he's pressured, is not nearly as good of a quarterback. You also look at Christian McCaffrey. He's injury prone. If they want to get the best out of that running game, it doesn't really matter who you necessarily have back there. You don't need a star running back. You just need good blocking up front. And I think that's what they're looking for because, after the first few guys, the first few tackles, after Armand Membu, after Will Campbell, after Ariante Ursary, after Josh Connerly, there is a major, major fall off at tackle. Those are the only guys that I think have true, upside, can be true day one plug-in starters. And if the 49ers want one of those guys, they want, one of the best tackles in this class, it has to be Armand Membu. It has to be Will Campbell. So realistically, I think that's one of those guys that they're looking to trade up for. But from the rumors I've heard, what they're looking at is Armand Membu, a guy who is a very, very versatile tackle. He is more of a right tackle. He has played a little bit of left guard at the collegiate level, but some believe that he can play the interior of the O-line more specifically because of his size, 6'3", 314 pounds. But he's so athletic that there's been some talk that maybe he could switch over to left tackle also. Now, I don't love the idea of a left tackle playing right tackle or right tackle playing left tackle. That switch is very, very difficult. But I think Armand Membu is a Swiss Army knife to where they can plug him in as the right tackle, which is what they need. And that's his raw position. But again, if they want to put him into the interior, that's 100% something that he can do. And that switch would be significantly easier than if he was switching over to left tackle.
That's what he got on that, TD. Who in the hell are the 49ers trading up for? My God. I'm not ready for this.
You know what I got on this.
Oh, I do, and that's why I saved the best for last. Who are the 49ers trading up for? I really hope Jesse's in the chat.
Listen. His daddy won a Super Bowl with him. I'm just saying. His father
Shedeur
won
Sanders.
a Super Bowl.
You're saying the 49ers are trading up for Shedeur Sanders.
Look at their cap situation. And they trying to pay Purdy. Ooh, boy, draft day could be crazy. What if Purdy might be on the move?
They just might not want to pay.
What if Purdy might be on the move for one of those teams? I mean, it's something to think about. Purdy could be on the move, and what if the 49ers are trying to move up to get Shedeur Sanders? I mean, the way they build a team, Shedeur would probably be perfect because they just need you to do your job, and they usually invest in those trenches, protecting you, get you some weapons. This is the classical 49ers, but the difference is Shedeur's starting point versus Garoppolo and Purdy is way higher. It'll be the first time they have a quarterback where their starting point is way higher, but he fits that build. It ain't the greatest arm strength, but he's accurate. He can make every throw for the most part. He has improvisational skills, which is one of the biggest things that Jimmy G and Purdy, they aren't as as great at. I could see, I mean, they have the 11th pick. That's not far. They could actually be a team that says, hey, Giants, hey, Browns, and could get it done because they have the 11th pick and there's still premier players available at that pick, plus, some future assets. Of course, I'm not going to say it's going to happen, but you never know, man. That would be the blockbuster wild card of the draft, and 49ers saving $55 million, not playing Purdy, and giving Shedeur 11 a year, which is roughly around what that pick would be at 3 or 4, 2, 3 or 4. They would be saving $40 million. And they would have the capital to invest even more around him for 4 years, 5 with the 5th-year option. So if you're a 49ers fan, that's what you should be beating the table for, because you can't sit here and tell me, I don't care what reservations you have about Shedeur. You're not going to sit here and tell me that Purdy is just gonna, he's not going to be as good as Purdy. You can't tell me that. You can't tell me that whatsoever. So I'm a believer that Purdy is a result of what's around him. Because every time some of them starters get hurt, Purdy look bad and they lose. Every single time. 2 years ago, 3 starters went out, the left tackle and 2 receivers. Purdy looked horrible in that 3-game stretch, 0-3.
I mean, not much quarterbacks are going to look good in that situation, but
no. See,
but
don't be the reason.
Lose your top offensive pieces.
No. Here's the difference, though, Kobe. And I actually give Drake May credit with this. This is what I want you to understand. This is what I want you. Well, you're gonna like this, because this is what I want you to understand how I view quarterbacks with and without weapons. If you don't have weapons, you're not going to be as successful, but don't be out here contributing to the loss. Like, don't be out here being part of the main reason you lose. When Purdy guys went out, he was a part of the reason, just making dumb errant throws and everything. So, no, man, Shedeur in San Francisco would change the game in the NFC.